Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to demonstrate the responsive iframe watchdog embedding of YouTube videos and playlists. So let's get started. Um, I'm just going to create a new post and I'm going to title it YouTube videos and playlists. Okay, move my cursor down into the text area here. This is the responsive iframe watchdog icon. This is the tool and you would click it to launch it. Alright, by the way, this dog is my dog. Her name is Chloe. And once the tool has been launched, just click YouTube. The very first box here is a text box where you're going to paste either a URL, an ID, or some embed code. So I have some samples here that I've already chosen, and I've picked out Gary Moore. He's my favorite artist. And I'm going to start with an old video, this SD video. Okay, let me run a text editor here so I can start to collect some different formats, different ways to embed the same video. The first way, you can just copy this URL to a clipboard. I'm going to paste that in an editor here. Now let's get some other methods. Another method would be to just highlight everything after the B equal, which is the ID, and I'm going to paste that into the editor. I'm going to right mouse click on the video. I'm going to say copy video URL. I'm going to paste that in there. You can see all these formats are different. Then I'm going to go back, right click and say copy embed code. Paste that one in there. Okay, these are all the SD ones. I'm going to go to the next tab. I'm just going to collect everything here so I can go through them all in one swoop here. Let's do the same thing with this one. This is an HD video. So I'm going to copy this, put that one in there. Do the same thing, get this, just the ID. And then right mouse click, copy the video URL, put that one in there, and copy the embed code. Okay, and then we're going to take a playlist. This playlist has several videos in it, 29 to be exact. And we're going to copy the URL from that one. Playlists are a little different. You have to have either a URL or the embed code. You can't use an ID on it. So I got that. I'm going to right mouse click and say copy video URL. And then copy embed code. Alright, now that I have everything that I'm going to demonstrate with, these are all the different permutations of what you can paste in there. Just about anything you can gather about the YouTube video is acceptable to paste into the plugin. So now we're going to go back to the plugin here. Back to this. Bring up the text editor. Let's try the first one here. Gotta get that. Copy the link, come over to here and paste it in. As you can see down at the bottom, it'll give you a preview of the code that's going to be generated. And if you want to copy that for some reason, you don't really need to, you can just click on this button here and it copies it to the clipboard. Okay, while I'm on this, there's some various settings here. You can choose whether or not you want SSL, a secure or an insecure URL. You can put a border around it. Let's put like a medium border or something. Oops. And I can choose the color of that border here. Just make it, I don't know, purple. How's that look? Alright, you can choose whether or not you want to allow full screen. I'm going to leave that on. When it reaches the end of the video, do you want to show other related videos or not? The default is off. You can always turn that on. You want to set the aspect ratio of it. And this first one, as you recall, was SD 4:3, so that's what I'm going to set it to. Whether or not you want it to autoplay, the default is off. Whether or not you want to show the title, the playlist drop down, and the social media sharing buttons, all of those are together. And together they can be turned on or off. You can't individually control them. Whether or not you want to show annotations, which are like little bubble pop-ups or that you may have created within YouTube itself, and they could be filtered in or out. The video quality, most of the YouTube videos are 720p, and this setting really doesn't make a difference. However, it is in their specification that you should be able to change that, but I don't see it. I just put it in there because it's in the spec. And then you have these optional start and end. How far into the video to start in seconds, starting from the beginning, and how far into the video to end in seconds. These you probably never use, but again, it's in the spec, so I included it in there. So next thing to do is just insert the short code. And you can see that this is the code that's generated. Now, there's a div wrapper that wraps the actual iframe here. And this div wrapper is what makes the video in the iframe inside the div responsive. And the 75% has to do with the 4:3, because the 4:3 ratio is 75%. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save a draft of this. And now let's take a preview of what it looks like. There it is. It's SD. It's 4:3. We can play it. We can resize it, and you can see it's responsive. It'll look good. I have a iPhone 5S, and it looks fine on that. So that's the main thing, the responsive. That's the responsive part in the name, responsive iframe watchdog. Okay, let me close that. Let's put another one in here. Based on, in fact, let me just delete that one, come to think of it. I don't want to create the same exact video multiple times, but I do want to demonstrate the next method here. If I copy just the ID portion of the URL and we embed that and make it 4:3, I'm just going to go with the defaults for the rest of them. And then we preview that one. You can see you get the same thing, and it also is responsive, and all you have to do is paste in the ID portion. All right, the next one, let me delete that. Next one we're going to try is the URL that, as you may recall, I got by right mouse clicking on the video and choosing copy URL. You'll see there's an extra period in here. It's u2.b, which is a shortcut URL, so that you don't have to type out the whole thing. We're going to paste that one in there. YouTube, paste that in there and insert it, and preview. And this one here I forgot to set to 4:3. But as you can see, if you don't set it to 4:3, you're going to get the same thing that you see in YouTube itself, and that is the black borders on the sides. Just a point right there. If you have an SD video that's 4:3, set it to 4:3. Otherwise, you're going to get this black on the sides, and it'll still be responsive. It'll just look kind of funny. So that covers the SD portion. Okay, let's delete that one. And let's go to this one's an HD. So you already saw how the four different URL variations or links vary. So I'm just going to do the ID portion on this one. There's no sense in being redundant on it. So this one's HD, so I will leave that at 16.9. I'll paste in the ID, and then we can preview this one. There we go. And the HD is also responsive. Okay. So now the last one is a playlist. So I have a playlist right here. I'm just going to copy this guy to the clipboard and paste him straight into here. Okay. And for a playlist, you don't know if they're mixing HD and SD, so I'm going to go ahead and leave that at HD. If an SD happens to come in, then it's going to have black borders. But if this playlist contains an HD, we don't want to chop off the sides, so I'm going to just leave it at that. And go ahead and insert this, and let's preview this. Okay, we can see here, if you click on the upper left-hand corner, you can choose anything in the playlist to start, or you can just let it play in the order that the playlist is defined in. And of course, you got your share button and all that.